builders, parents, and collectors. On this episode of the Creation Evaluation, we're having our last episode of our Marvel Mech mini-series. Gotta love that alliteration. Anyways, it is Iron Man's mech suit, if you haven't figured it out yet. This is the 2022 edition of the Marvel Mech mini-series, and we'll be looking at the other ones at different times. So, if you're not familiar with my channel, I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works, such as movies, video games, and animation. Because these are in-depth reviews, they can be on the long side, although this guy's kind of little, so it shouldn't be too bad. There are timestamps down here on the bottom, embedded in the red line, and also in the description that you can use to jump around to your favorite part, and or use as bookmarks to come back to at a later date when you have more time. So, let's take a closer look at that box. There he is, blasting off and blasting away with his shooters. And on the back side, we got him sitting outside the mech and in a slightly different pose as well. That's pretty cool. Now, getting down to his details, he is set number 76203. He is for ages 7 and up and has 130 pieces, and originally retailed for $9.99. It's no longer available. It got discontinued the end of December 2022, but it was only released April 2022. Unfortunately, it didn't even get a full release, but you can still find these around some places. Don't look for them at the major box stores, but you can probably check them out. Decent prices online. And also, I've seen them at Family Dollar and Barnes & Nobles. Barnes & Nobles had all of them. Family Dollar only had a Black Panther. So you can check them out there, potentially. These were my stores. Maybe yours might not have them. This is not the first Iron Man mech that they've had come out. I think it's pretty... Well, I don't remember the other ones, and we'll be looking at them at a different time, but this one's, I like the blaster embedded in the hand. That looks really cool. But we'll see what it actually looks like and how it works when we get it put together. So let's go ahead and open her up and see what's inside. Here we have the contents of the box, and we have 2 empty plastic bags with no numbers on it, so we're just going to do all of them at once. Here's the instruction booklets, and unfortunately this one does have stickers. Not many, but it does have stickers. It's a bit annoying considering the other ones did not. There's Iron Man. And all the pieces. We got a lot of clear stuff in here, including this and that really cool kind of glittery blue. Then we have regular blue stuff. Do have a printed piece here. I don't know why they couldn't make the other ones prints, but they didn't. A lot of studs. She's got a stud shooter, although I don't think he needs that many studs, so some of it must be even with extra, that's too much. Then we have the saucers in the blue as well. A lot of hinges and stuff, of course. This type of mech. Anyways, that's that. Let's go put her together. We have the leftover pieces, and this one had probably the least amount of all of them. You got a bunch of these trans blue studs, but these are actually extra ammo, so not really extra parts. They're just more ammo for you. I think it's supposed to actually have 3, so technically that one is extra. And then we just have the piece that goes in the shooter and an extra tile. So really not a lot here, even less than the other ones. Here we have Iron Man all put together, and he's a very interesting looking fellow. But before I get into the mech, let's look at the figure here. So I get him out. Now this does not open as wide as some of the other ones. A little shield piece gets in the way, but he's got plenty of room there. And yes, he's got his blasters on, which you can use to make him shoot off. We're not going to do that here because I don't want to chase him down. But yeah, he can keep him on and he still fits inside the mech, which is pretty cool. Now we got quite the print job on this guy for sure. Now his helmet is one solid piece. It doesn't flip up. There's his face in the glow of the screens. And you get a regular face as well. So that's cool. Yeah, some nice metallic printing on his helmet there, and then over on his whole body, really. My only problem is, not really a problem, maybe it's just my taste, but I feel like he's got too much gold on his body. Like, the mech itself has a nice balance between red and gold. This one just feels too much gold. Like I'm looking at a golden ninja from Ninjago or something. There's the back as well, quite detailed in there. No printing on arms or legs, don't do molding either. Yeah, it looks really good. And so to get this in here, like I said, this doesn't open up all the way like the other ones, but it opens up enough, and there's just a if I can even show you. But there's just a thing that goes between his legs. There's no studs that holds him in. So you put him on there, and then you push this up, and it holds everything in place. Nice and easy. The chest piece here has got a really nice print on it. Now this one did have stickers. I think one of the stickers went here, and the other ones went on his feet. But I think he looks okay without them. There's enough other things going on here that keeps them looking nice. Now, moving on to the shoulders, we've got full ball rotation there. And then here, we've got what counts as an elbow. And you got full range of motion there, unlike the other two mechs. If you hadn't seen them, they have something blocking right there so that you get only a minimum amount of movement. Here you get the full rotation, which is nice. And I like the anti-round, or the round piece here on his shoulders. Looks really nice, especially gives off the energy he's powering his suits with. Then we got a wrist rotation here. On a ball joint. Whoops. Yes. On his hand, we have a stud shooter. And it works really well, as you just saw. I like how it... I mean, I don't think it looks amazing on here, but it's like perfectly placed where, you know, he would do his palm blast with his energy. And then he's got opposable thumb and opposable fingers here. Maybe the fingers are a little bit short, but I don't think it looks too bad. Now moving on to his other arm, because they are a bit different. He's got an energy shield here that he can put up and block things with. One could imagine it'd be actually a little bit bigger than what it is, but I like the piece there in that color. It looks really cool and works great for making a shield. Now, moving down to the legs. You can move the arm out of the way here. We got hips here, although he does not have any rotation at the waist. He's got some nice hip movement on ball joints. He can do splits both side to side and front to back. Like that. Be a ballet dancer. Got plenty of knee rotation here. In fact, too far going forward, but that's okay. Like the little... Once again, you got another transparent piece that shows his suit's power. And got ankle rotation. He's also got energy nodules on his feet, which you imagine are used to fly. So that's kind of cool. Now this one, at first, it was my least favorite, but it's grown on me some. I, for one, just wasn't excited because it's another Iron Man mech, and we already had one in a different year's wave of these. After all, he's kind of the natural go-to for a mech would be Iron Man, since he's kind of got a mini mech suit he stands in anyways. But yeah, this one grew on me. Color scheme is growing on me. Like I said, the figure itself I feel like has a little bit too much gold, but I like the overall look of the mech. So let's head back to the desk and give this a final eval and talk about it a little bit more. We've got Iron Man here, and it's time to give him my final thoughts and a final evaluation. Overall, this one is probably the most unique out of the three. For one, it's got an extra gimmick for shooting stud, and it's also got this shield generator. So it feels, I don't know, in way more different than the other ones. Also, it has full rotation at the elbow, what we call the elbow joint, which is just below the shoulder. But yeah, you got full movement there, which the other ones do not, and I don't know why. But that is one really nice thing about this. The color scheme grew on me. At first, I didn't care for it too much. This set overall, then I was not the one I was most interested in. But it has definitely grown on me. So I don't care too much for the Iron Man suit. But if you saw the review, you know why that is. But yeah, the overall appearance is definitely good. I like the use of the energy here and there with the transparent pieces here and there showing how he powers the suit using his technology. Now, like I said, as far as function, he's probably also the best out of all of them because he's got the wider feet and he's got the full moving elbow. And that goes into fun as well, so he's a little bit easier to pose and more posable than the other two. But like I said with the other two, he also lacks no opponent and nothing narratively to go along with this. But he's definitely fun to pose, and they were fun to put together as well. They go together pretty quick. Like some of these, the arm pieces are merely a couple pieces you put together. So it doesn't take long to get this guy together. Now his techniques, there was nothing too amazing here. They did some, you know, like I said, interesting usage of parts with the transparent parts to give it more character and more individuality compared to the other ones. But it's still nothing outstanding, I would say. I ended up giving this a 9.5 as an overall final eval score. Did enjoy putting it together. Like I said, it grew on me. It was not my favorite. Still is not my favorite. And this being the last video, my favorite one is probably the Wolverine figure. Mostly because he's my favorite character out of all three of these, but also I feel, yeah, I like the appearance of that one the best. It falls pretty close to the 90s X-Men version of him. And although Black Panther one isn't bad too, but I think my favorite is Wolverine. So let me know what you think of this review down in the comments, and also which one is your favorite out of all three of these, or out of all of the whole entire series of the mecha ones. We are going to be looking at all of them eventually. I'll probably do another mini series on maybe the year before. I do want to get the new ones. I have not yet, but I do want to get those. Those are different. And one thing I have not mentioned is the price for these guys. These were all $10, which that was a perfect, sweet price for them. I'm not so sure about the $15 ones of the newer ones. I mean, we've got inflation going on, so things going up is kind of expected, but also not sure about the piece count. They also use different pieces, larger pieces. I don't know. We'll have to see when I get them. But let me know what you think and which one's your favorite. And if you enjoyed the video, please like. And if you're new here, subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And hit the bell for notifications from YouTube. But also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, because I send out notifications as soon as I get the videos out. They tend to be quicker than YouTube for whatever reason. There's also a Patreon down there you can check out. There's not much there right now, but it's a work in progress. So, that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.